why do we get defensive when we experience new information, for example? Let's say if we're used to doing stuff in our own way, our own actions were brought up a certain way, we have certain beliefs, and just practice is what we think is best work. So when we start receiving that new information, which is the feedback, of course, out of self-protection, we might get very defensive. When we get defensive, this impacts our personal growth. It definitely hinders it obviously in a negative way. So what is that we gain with receiving and being open to constructive feedback? We definitely all open the opportunities and the gateways for personal development. And the SBI model, what does that stand for? It's the situation, behavior, and impact model. And I'll tell you a little story about the SBI model and how it helped someone receive feedback more constructively. So after training on the SBI model, he gave feedback to an employee saying, during our last business meeting, that would be the situation, right? Because it was during the last business meeting. You interrupted colleagues multiple times. And this is the behavior. What did this person do? They interrupted. Which made some feel very unheard and disrespected. So this would be the impact. So there was a situation that triggered down and trickled down to the behavior, which was the interruption. And the result was the impact of the people feeling very disrespected. So the two tools that I could recommend that are very simple to start off, because we don't want to get too confusing with this, and we could just start implementing two simple things: the mindfulness exercises and then the self-awareness journals that we all are probably familiar with. So the sequence starts with action, which symbolizes the initial effort. So we plant the seed, basically. We plant the seed in our mind, and we take some action towards achieving a goal, which is very key when it comes to feedback. Without action, none of this is really possible. Very good point, and I think that's the reason why maybe even in the past, again, I don't want to blame anyone, but at some point, sometimes managers, let's say in my case, from my experience, might think, okay, I'm giving constructive feedback and let's have some feedback, but very little people actually take the time to kind of do what we're doing here, sharing ideas, working on the stuff, learning from each other, and then starting to implement some of these practices in real life. They might not be providing constructive feedback, and that's okay. You can notice that, and you could even politely with time educate them on that.